This week.
Step into the virtual court for fast-paced rallies against friends or AI, play in either arcade or realism mode, and compete in 5 fun mini-games, all spread out over 11 different vibrant locations. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the trailer for Badminton VR, I thought people were gonna scoff at yet another single-sport PSVR2 release, but that just hasn't been the case. The trailer looks so fun and so charming, almost to the point of looking like a Hot Shots game, that plenty of people, including myself, are really excited for this one. Presentiment of Death is marketing itself as a bow and arrow version of Super Hot, and that's pretty accurate. Time only moves when you knock the arrow, and shit gets intense fast. But despite the great first impressions it makes running at 90Hz native and high res with a great classical soundtrack, the game is over practically before it starts. I rolled credits in about 35 minutes, and there's not a ton of replayability here. Fortunately, the devs are looking into adding content and features to this one after launch, if it sells well enough. In Maestro, you lead a full orchestra on the grand stage of a historic Paris opera house, and with PlayStation VR2's hand tracking, you'll set the tempo, give cues, and sculpt soaring crescendos, just like a real conductor. Multiple difficulty levels and ever more intricate scores that'll test your skill, ensure that every composition feels alive in your hands. Pre-ordering this one gets you Duel of the Fates and a light baton. Developer Moonhood Games finally dropped the resolution patch for the Midnight Walk that they've been promising since launch, and the results are a mixed bag to say the least. The resolution is in fact much better, everything looks sharper and seemingly less reliant on heavy anti-aliasing. But if you're on the base PS5 and are susceptible to frame rates like I am, you're going to notice a lot more stutter when turning or looking down at the ground. On the PS5 Pro, none of this seems to be an issue, and the game runs pretty smooth overall, with only an occasional frame rate hitch here and there. Sadly, it sounds like Moonhood is wiping their hands of the remaining issues and moving on to their next game.
Time is a complicated business, and you've managed to bend, if not break it.
The Hammer at Home update is now live for Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate. I'm not going to go through all 14 pages of patch notes here, and honestly, I'm not even going to download the update and check it out. The roadmap for this one is so big and will take so long for them to complete that I promised myself I wouldn't come back to Wanderer until December, after all the bug fixes, combat improvements, DLC, and PS5 Pro patch have all been implemented. So stay tuned for my updated review in early 2026.
Sianya! Sianya!
Sophie is blind, alone, and lost in a crumbling mansion. Her only hope? You, her beloved teddy bear. In Out-of-Sight VR, you'll see the world through Teddy's eyes and guide Sophie, navigating a world of creeping shadows and haunting secrets. Out-of-Sight VR is available now to Wishlist. Just keep in mind that it's a separate SKU from the flat screen version, which released late last month. Omega Pilot Evolution is a high-speed racing experience that pushes the limits of futuristic flight. Take control of cutting-edge anti-gravity ships and master precision piloting offline or against 8 players online, across dynamic tracks designed for extreme speed and skill-based maneuvering. There's still no trailer for this one, but the screenshots look great. Plus, we've got confirmation that this is a new full-fledged game and not some update to the original Omega Pilot. Will feature over 20 tracks at launch, a progression and tuning system, and is available now to Wishlist. Featuring a unique steampunk aesthetic, Firmament invites you to explore the legendary deep world building Cyan Worlds is known for. Firmament's a fantastic visual feast with thrilling new sights to see around every corner. At the same time, World of Firmament feels completely plausible, as if it were constructed with a bigger purpose in mind, a purpose you'll be compelled to discover as you play. The PS4, PS5, and PSVR2 versions of Firmament have all officially passed certification. I'm sure Cyan will be announcing a release date within the next week or two. In the meantime, you can wishlist it now on the PlayStation Store. Look, nothing against Walkabout Mini Golf, we absolutely love that game. But a lot of us have been looking for a real golf sim on PSVR2, and it looks like we might be getting one sooner rather than later. According to the developers at the amazingly named AAA Game Studio, currently it's sitting with Sony. As soon as we hear anything from their side, you'll know seconds after. I know you guys are all eagerly waiting. Yes! This week we get some more news about the upcoming Q Games title Dreams of Another. As reported by Upload VR, in the PSVR2 version, players can switch between third-person perspective used in the PS5 version and the special VR-only first-person mode, advised Q Games lead programmer Ryuji Nishikawa in a written Q&A. Because of this, Nishikawa recommends using the DualSense controllers during third-person gameplay in the PSVR2 Sense controllers for first-person mode. This week we got a video comparing the Quest 3 and PSVR 2 versions of VRider SPK. Along with these visual improvements, the PSVR 2 version also runs at 90Hz native and features way more racers on the track than the Quest version allows.
To go smoothly and without incident. But just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
If you thought it was strange that Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic was demoed using a PSVR 2 headset and then launched without PSVR 2 support, you're not alone, but there's no reason to worry. The developers had to pivot to get the flat screen version out in time, and now are focused on finishing up PSVR 2 support.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
I'm so tempted to call the Stairwell horror shovelware, but opinions online are actually conflicting about this one, with some people calling it awesome and some people calling it boring. When the PSVR 2 version gets here in July, I'll check it out and let you know where I stand. Face off against chess enthusiasts online, or stay offline and challenge the AI. Choose from 4 environments to play in, and feel the battle chess nostalgia of watching your pieces come to life when Chess Club hits PSVR 2 on July 18th. Titan Isles is set on the planet of Tosca, a vibrant world abound with diverse biomes. Mysterious titans awaken from deep within the planet, shattering Tosca to ruins as they emerge to wreak havoc and destroy everything in their path. Play alone or in 4-player co-op across a thrilling and challenging multi-part campaign. If this looks like another Windlands game to you, it's for good reason. It's coming to us from the same team at SciTech Games, although with admittedly a ton of improvements. If you've been watching the channel this week, then you already know that during the Future Game Show this past Saturday, nDreams announced their new game called Reach. It's the first game from Studio Elevation, a team founded on the desire to make AAA VR games. The trailer looks great, featuring plenty of platforming, climbing, and combat, along with some pretty varied environments. Reach is set to launch on PSVR 2 later this year.
Something's wrong down here. Deeper I go, the less I trust what I hear. But her voice, it keeps pulling me forward, and I still don't know why.
Over on Twitter, the Cold VR developer is already talking about their next project, called What Comes After. He states What Comes After is structured like seasons. The idea is to launch the game at a lower price and gradually increase the price with each new season. However, players who already own the game will receive all future content for free. This one looks interesting, and even though it's a ways out, it already looks pretty damn good. Alright, listen, we've done this one before, but there's been so many requests for it lately that it's worth doing again. Wipeout Omega Collection was an amazing game, packing in 3 full Wipeout games into one collection, with stunning visuals on PSVR1. What we're asking for here is a pretty straightforward port of the PSVR1 Classic, and with so many people concerned that Sony's given up on PSVR2, this would be an easy way for them to prove that they haven't. Head over to this post on Without Parole, and chime in with your thoughts. Every week, our good friend Professor Lilith organizes a multiplayer meetup over on our Discord. It happens every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and this week we'll be playing 2-player co-op roguelite Hellsweeper VR. If you can't make this week's meetup, don't worry, it happens every Sunday at the same time, so make sure you click the link in the description below, and come join our Discord.
This week